Oh, I don't have hiring and firing power. I'm only half of the fucking company. Elon Musk, he can't fire from Twitter, bro.
Yeah, I look at
Just
what people
stupid.
do
And he acts like we're
on their
stupid.
own.
That's what pisses me off. Hello, guys. Welcome back. This time we're going to be taking a look at the whole Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro situation. Obviously, there's a lot of restrictions on what I can say about any conflict or politics and everything, but I do think I can still get a very important point across that hopefully you guys understand. The whole situation's super messy. I don't think it's good for anyone. There's a lot of contradictions on Ben Shapiro's part. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't agree with firing Candace whatsoever. I think it was the biggest mistake he's ever made in his career. I think this might be the end of the Daily Wire, or at least as we know it. People aren't going to forget this. And really, he's ostracizing a large part of the conservative black community. Even people who are more moderate or central like myself. It really does hurt the movement. She's one of very few black people willing to say what she says, whether you agree with her or not. I think it's really unfortunate to cancel out diversity in opinions, culture, and experiences in any organization. It really is sad. She's lived a life that I can relate to. Ben Shapiro, not so much. Honestly, none of them. It's very different. So yeah, we're gonna see. Oh man. Why would she do this on Daily Wire?
We,
She got fired
have
from that.
agreed on moderating of the two of you.
Patrick McDavid just did. Wait, what? Candace, I can see why you'd want to hide behind a moderator, particularly one who said we should rename our company the Daily Jewish Wire just yesterday. No. Ben Shapiro, are you serious? I can't believe that. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like as a youngin, you know, Ben Shapiro was he was like an introduction to debate for me. Like when I was younger in like high school and I was really starting to discover a more like deep appreciation for like politics or having diverse opinions in general. I've always been a super independent thinker. You can ask anyone who grew up with me, my family, they know for a fact I've always been willing to speak my mind and say what I have to say. And if I disagree with you, you'll know it. You can ask anyone who knows me that. And Ben Shapiro really, did I agree with everything he said? No, I'm not religious whatsoever. There are plenty of things I disagree with Ben Shapiro about, marriage and religion and a bunch of different things. But that never formed any kind of resentment. I never felt any type of way about Ben Shapiro in terms of him as a person. And I appreciated the sort of platform he held. And this is so sad to see. Daily Jewish Wire, it's obviously a joke. And it's clear that he made that joke because you just fired one of the few diverse people you have. Or at least that's known. Like, I don't know anyone really else kind of like Candace. There's no other minorities. And yeah, it doesn't matter, but in terms of like their opinions, right? Like your color doesn't matter and everything, but she does have a different life and structure she can bring to the table. And she's been killing it lately. Like she has just been on a winning streak back to back to back. Like Candace Owens has been on my feed like out of nowhere this past like few months, maybe like 3 months, 4 months. And she has been absolutely killing it. So many clips of her. Everybody's loving her right now. And he's prioritizing a group identity above being American and for our people. And it's not good. At the end of the day, you don't live amongst people in Israel. I'm fucking sorry. You live amongst your fellow Americans who are very diverse and have different opinions and different religions, different races, different just ethnicities, different backgrounds from different places in the world. You are putting something else paramount, and that is why they made that joke, Daily Jewish Wire. It has nothing to be, it's not personal. And for him to say no, and for him to say you're hiding behind a moderator as a debater, that is the dumbest shit I ever fucking heard. This is so disappointing. And honestly, like, I just won't ever see him the same again, because he's always been like really like bad at certain arguments. Like whenever it comes to gay marriage, he falls apart. He doesn't have a logical reason. It literally falls to just religion, which obviously isn't going to convince anyone who's not part of your religion. So it's a bad argument. But this is another topic where it's just crazy. Like, your debate, how do you say that? One-on-one. Not on your platform. That's such a pussy move. Ben Shapiro, oh my god, bro. Like, come on, man. I can't even root for your ass no more, bro. You just the biggest disappointment of 2024.
Here from the quartering, and if you logged off Friday, you know, before today, the day of apparently rapture or something, the eclipse day, you might have missed a epic showdown with Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro, leading to basically everybody at the Daily Wire tossing their hat in the ring. Patrick Bet David throwing $250,000 out there to Lake and Riley's family, apparently, if they would let him host. I don't know. Everybody was trying to get a piece of this, and it was wild. I want to first and foremost say I have been critical of Candace Owens in the past, and I will continue to be critical of things that I disagree with that she says. And the same goes for Ben Shapiro. It probably seems that I've been extra hard on Ben over the past couple of weeks, because obviously
good, be extra hard on Ben. He needs it. He's just wrong. Like, there's no argument for how he's correct in his position. It's contradictory to running an effective company. It's contradictory to running or having any types of debates. It's contradictory to his message, or I thought his message was, but I guess this whole time his message wasn't for us. It was for Israel, which is really disappointing, because I always saw Ben Shapiro as a good example of an American, but I guess that's something we can't all be interested in being. It's really sad.
You see all this drama's heating up, and I do believe genuinely that Candace and him probably could have worked this stuff out at the Daily Wire and continue to be a force for good. But
Candace doesn't need the Daily Wire. She has been popping the fuck off, and I think she'll make more money and be more successful without them. Obviously, they were holding her back. She has been speaking her mind the last few months, and she has been popping off. She is fucking everywhere, and she is winning every sort of discussion. She's just like killing it. Like, her on all the podcasts, she's reaching a different and younger audience to an extent, and she's a woman doing it, which is pretty rare, actually very rare. And she's a black woman at that, which is damn near impossible to find almost. And it's super cool to see her be so unique and successful. And the Daily Wire clearly is holding her back. Like, what? How? The way they silence their own people, like Matt Walsh, when he was trying to speak about the topic of Israel and U.S. funding and everything, and the way he got shut down by his own company, it says a lot about them, because who are they afraid of? Your viewers aren't going to be mad that he's questioning things in general. That's what you guys do. You question the norms. You question the government all the time. But for this specific issue, it's very strange that this is where you want to silence everyone and have a single opinion. It's really toxic. I don't enjoy watching it, and I don't think anyone does. Like, even if you disagree with them, I don't see how you could sit there and say that you enjoy how this has been going. It's really disappointing. Ben Shapiro is, again, the biggest disappointment of 2024, and Candace Owens, I hope she overtakes views and everything from him. Clearly he needs to be reminded that the audience really decides what's best. Not him, because what, he has a degree? Like, I don't know. Like, what makes you the be all, the arbiter of justice and what's the right opinion to have? What happens to facts over feelings? Because he seems very emotional lately. Maybe it's his
Ultimately,
age is getting to him.
If you're Team Candace, that's cool. If you're Team Ben, that's cool. When I criticize somebody, I still, if somebody like Candace and Ben, I still think are extraordinarily good overall. These little blips, these little spats, they're entertaining. They're fun to watch. This potential debate could be extremely fiery. I don't know if there's going to be any kind of, if it's going to be no holes barred, or what's going to be the rules of it. But essentially, after some very fiery tweet exchanges, Daily Wire has agreed to host a debate. It started with a clip posted by Anomaly of Andrew Schulz basically saying, hey, Ben Shapiro can't debate anybody who's actually an adult. I don't know if that's, I said this then, and again, so Ben Shapiro fans, like, I don't know that that's true. I doubt that.
I don't know if that's true, but the fact he doesn't want to moderate it really does make you want to question that. Especially for a debate. Like, anybody who's ever been or seen a debate, been in a debate, that a moderator is super important, especially if you're talking about her going on a platform that is obviously against her in its entirety. You put her in the most hostile situation possible, and you're trying to make money on your platform using the likeness of someone you fired. The fact he can't see how fucking stupid that is crazy. Like, this goes to prove a degree means jack shit. The common sense is something you learn through life experiences, and honestly, he just hasn't had a hard fucking life. And clearly he needs to be kicked the fuck down a few pegs, because unlike him, Candace has gone through struggle when she was younger. Ben he's really presenting as a spoiled brat right now, and I really hope he hears the people and fucking changes. This is so disappointing. Like, oh my god, man. I feel like a fucking bro. I don't even know, bro.
I'm pretty sure he debates adults and does just fine. Maybe he's had some bad ones here or there. I don't know. But anyway, Candace Owens said, I would like to debate Ben Shapiro on Israel and the quote, current definition of anti-Semitism. Now, I don't know what debating on Israel means, but I would be curious to see, what the current definition of anti-Semitism is, because it is something that's ever evolving, just like all the various phobias that the left keeps churning out. The rules, to me, I think is simple. If you hate somebody, it's just like racism.
That's true.
Except for when you're Jewish, there's a special term for it. Essentially,
it literally is. It's racism. He described it perfectly. It's just it's just saying you're racist, and it's so ironic because he's doing exactly what all the people he debates does. Like, they're doing the exact same thing. Like, it's actually crazy. I feel like maybe the Matrix is real, guys. The red pillars were right this whole time. They were right the whole time. It has to be real. Like, I feel like I'm going crazy. My forehead keeps growing every video because I am just. Oh my god, bro. Like, this is crazy. Like, what do you guys think about this situation? Because I feel like I'm in, like, the I don't know, the Twilight Zone. I'm just lost.
How I look at it. I don't mean that in, like, there's no subtext there. It's just, if you don't like someone simply because they are Jewish, okay, well, that's to me just, racism, or I guess you could say it's, anti-Semitism, because you just don't like them for being a Jew. That's the simplest definition imaginable, but it's also the one that I accept, because the more, the longer that definition gets, the more opportunities there are for censorious companies to bad actors to try and ruin someone's life over it. I have often said, I will say again, I read the comments. I know people have strong opinions on certain things. I am not one of those people in terms of I am not a.
You know, I really hope if this does happen, Candace just keeps a really cool head. Because honestly, in her position, I'd be absolutely furious to an extent. Like, Ben Shapiro's acting like a giant fucking child, and it's crazy. Like, she got fired by these people, like, in the way he's acting, like, oh, you're hiding and all this shit while he's behind a screen and refuses to go to a neutral location, or at least a location where they're not gonna, like, cut up the video. They're not gonna be in an environment where they're hated. Like, it's obvious that she is unwelcome by the Daily Wire because they fired her. And I hope she just keeps her head, because if she keeps her head, I don't see... Ben Shapiro has no way to win. There's nothing he could say to justify how it's been. He's already said everything that he could have said about it without fully admitting he's on bullshit. And even then, everybody called out his bullshit. Oh, I don't have hiring and firing power. I'm only half of the fucking company. Elon Musk, he can't fire from Twitter, bro.
Yeah, I look at
Just
what people
stupid.
do.
And he acts like we're
on their
stupid.
own.
That's what pisses me off.
Their own individual actions. I'm not looking for that kind of stuff. I'm not noticing stuff all the time, as people say. And basically he said, I would like to debate. Then Ben quote tweeted and replied and said, sure, Candace, I texted you February 29th offering the very same thing. Let's do it live on my show this Monday at 5 p.m. at our studios in Nashville, 90 minutes live streamed. Now, Candace took exception to that, saying, hey, I'm not giving the Daily Wire the views. I 100% understand why she would feel that way.
I agree with her. Like,
I don't think I'd want to be doing it at the Daily Wire studios either.
If you want to be the idiot that thinks you can make argument for this, go right ahead, bro. I'll respond. But let's be honest, nobody thinks that. Like, obviously, like, I don't care whose side you're on again. Like, just logic. Would you want to go on the platform that fired you and give them thousands of views, millions of views, most likely? Nope.
Essentially,
I wouldn't. Like, what?
Enemy territory. I agree with Candace there, but this is an easy solution. She writes, I'm sure you can appreciate why I'd prefer to keep this off the Daily Wire platform, as well as the true reason why we're never able to make any discussions happen. Let's choose a neutral, trustworthy platform. I vote Patrick Bet-David. Now, Patrick Bet-David had been critical of, he had made like a joke about calling it the Daily Jewish Wire or something like that, essentially.
Homie can't take
I don't
jokes
think
when
that
it's
Patrick
about
Bet-David
him.
has a long history of being critical of quote-unquote Jew stuff or I don't think that, I could be wrong about that.
I think it's very important to say Ben Shapiro is not a representation of Jewish people. Okay? That's what you're thinking. Not a representation of white people. He's not a representation of Christian Jewish people. Yeah. He's not a representation of all news outlets, you could say. It's not a representation of all political people on the right. He's just a representation of him. And truth be told, he's just disappointed. I guarantee there's a lot of Jewish people that do not agree with Ben Shapiro. Whether they agree with Candace or not, they don't agree. There's no way you can agree with the kind of deplatforming he's doing while also being a fan of his older work. Like, that makes no sense. He's literally doing the exact same shit that he was speaking out against for literal years. Like, since I was a kid, basically. Like, I don't understand how this could happen.
But he did not want Patrick Bet-David because Patrick Bet-David had been critical of some of their stuff. I love PBD, but PBD isn't neutral. Fine. Cool. That's fine. So then Patrick Bet-David says, hey, my proposal to Ben Shapiro, and then he says, Patrick Bet-David just threw down $250,000 for Laken Riley's family to make that debate happen. And yes, Ben Shapiro did take PBD's words completely out of context. There was zero malicious intent. I'm America first, so I'm in. Amazing option to make this charitable. Patrick Bet-David proposed to give $250,000 to Laken Riley's family. Some people felt there's a little ick factor there because how is it related? It's weird to dangle that money out in front of their family publicly, and then if this debate doesn't happen, you know,
that is
out.
weird. I agree. I think
get
I don't know
it.
how I feel
understand
about
why
it.
that might make people. It felt a little weird to me, but after some reflection,
It was suppressed, Ben.
people were saying to me, he's saying he's going to put the money here because this is a America first cause. So I'll put this money to something that's right here in America that everyone can agree is an important issue.
No, it's not
put things in
going to
perspective.
it's not going to what Ben Shapiro wants it to go to, though. He's made that very clear.
Lake and Riley's family.
I
had
doubt he
raised
gives a shit about any of these
$250,000 via
issues as
GoFundMe,
much
so
as he
this would
cares about
essentially
what they're debating.
doubled that.
The sad truth.
So yeah, I think it's cool, but you know, I hope he gives something anyway, because their family probably is like, dang, that sucks, you know, like, but because you know, I'm pretty
That's so
sure
funny.
Patrick Bet David knew that Ben Shapiro wasn't going to agree, so he could have just been doing some marketing there. Anyway, Ben then says, Candace, I can see why you'd want to hide behind a moderator, particularly one who said we should rename our company the Daily Jewish Wire just yesterday. No. One-on-one Monday at 5 p.m. We can sit down and have a healthy debate like adults, and we'll live stream it on X and YouTube. Take it or leave it. I leave that, Ben. I don't understand what it is, and this is everybody at the Daily Wire, which would have included Candace, why they continue to ignore Rumble. It's really weird. There's nearly 70 million users on Rumble, and you know, they already, I'm not saying don't do it on X, and I'm not even saying don't do it on YouTube. I'm saying, why wouldn't you also put it on Rumble? It's the freest speech platform of the three, certainly. You can trust the video isn't
I don't know
taken
if
down.
Daily Wire really.
But anyway, I digress. I
functions
remember
on
it
Rumble.
basically
I
took
don't know.
everyone
That might be why, though.
roasting people at the Daily Wire to finally make Rumble pages. I think Candace Owens didn't make one until people were calling it out, and you know, this is Matt Walsh was complaining and whining about getting demonetized on YouTube, and then called, you know, having Rumble, being on Rumble, being like banished to the hinterlands. It's stupid. Big con. Come on, support new tech. Anyway. You're right. As to the true reason you didn't respond to my offer to sit down with you and discuss these issues publicly or privately back in February, I have no idea what the heck you're talking about. So then he wrote, or Candace wrote, also want the public to know that the entire executive team at the Daily Wire, who Ben would have run this proposal by, are aware that I'm in London right now. Essentially, they said, we got to do it Monday, 5 o'clock. So Candace is
That's so funny,
insinuating,
bro.
hey, you proposed something that you knew I couldn't agree to. And maybe that's true. I tend to believe that maybe I'll give Daily Wire the benefit of the doubt here, that, you know, in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the argument, they forgot that she was in London. I think that's reasonable.
Nah, Ben Shapiro's kind of shady lately. I don't know.
Razor or whatever.
Watching
Maybe they
him.
did know, and that would
He's
be more
on thin
nefarious.
fucking ice,
anyway,
man.
They know the Monday deadline in person is virtually impossible to swing, which is why I'm convinced this is just show and tell. No reason at all that we can't coordinate schedules like adults. If he is,
I think it's funny because he keeps talking about how you can't talk about why she was fired. Like, why did you put on that big show and bullshit about, I'm not gonna talk on it. I'm not gonna talk on it, like a fucking kid, bro. Like, it just made you look so stupid. Like, I don't understand how you're an adult acting like that. I know freaking, I don't know, fucking 18-year-olds with more common sense than that. Like, if you caught, bro, just fess up. We all saw it. Like, you just look dumb in front of everybody. You're no different than those girls that be on the whatever podcast, just making fools of them. Why'd he go on those interviews? Like, just dumb.
actually game than not playing pretend. I'm very much want to make this happen. Then you have Jeremy Boring
top
getting
comment.
involved. Happen.
Debating is
Then you
anti-Semitic
have
is
Jeremy
crazy.
Boring getting involved, saying it's Sabbath, but I think Ben was clear. One-on-one in person, Nashville, Monday at 5 p.m. live streamed on X and YouTube again. Rumble. If these guys don't stream this to Rumble, charge Destiny. Watch it.
I'm sorry,
No
I don't care about Rumble.
There will be no ads on the video, obviously, and no charge to watch it. No one cashes in. Well, they still get all those eyeballs. You debated Destiny on his show without a moderator less than a month ago, and have debated plenty of people without a moderator on your own show. You asked for debate. If you want it, come and have it.
How is a moderator not
This
a
is
debate,
after she
bro?
said,
That shit makes
I will
no
throw
sense.
Joe Rogan as an option, or Lex Friedman, which they said no to both. Rumble.
Why are
said
they
here,
scared
let's
of
see what
having a
Rumble,
moderator?
67 million Rumblers don't want it on YouTube. Again, I will say, I'm not even like only put on. It should be everywhere. This is a conversation that everyone should have. Then Jeremy Boring Golds or more saying, I want to debate Ben Shapiro. No, not like that. There's a lot of people, you know, I think ultimately where it ended, I think the offer that Candace accepted was this. I don't know your international travel schedule, Candace. I know when we talked to you at some point in the past, you've flown across the world to make it happen. Talk to somebody. You asked for a debate, Ben agreed. You don't want it on Daily Wire channel? Fine. We can live stream it to your channels. You don't want to film at Daily Wire Studios? Fine, we'll rent a studio in Nashville. You don't want Daily Wire crew? Fine, we'll hire a local crew. You don't want Daily Wire to pay for it? Fine, you're rich. You can pay for it. You don't want to do it Monday? Fine. Let us know how long you need to prepare. We will not agree to a moderator, no third party to put the finger on the scales. We will not agree to a virtual event or edited video, live, in person, one-on-one. The rest is just noise. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. You know, I've been
Mr.
critical
Shapiro's
of
gonna
Jeremy
make a
Boring in the
fucking
past,
fool of
but
himself,
he's
man.
basically said, okay, fine. We'll get rid of all this stuff. And then this is what Candace...
I'm gonna tell y'all right now why they don't want a moderator. They can't find one that agrees with them. There's no respectable person in this kind of sphere that agrees with them. Not a single one. Left, right, center. Not a single one agrees with the Daily Wire. No one worth their salt would. Like, I don't understand how fucking stupid these decisions have been. And really, I don't see me ever watching shit from the Daily Wire again after this. It's really disappointing. If you're so for black people and the black community, you always have us in your fucking mouth, but you kick probably the most influential person for change in the black community, or one of the most. I think you clearly didn't care about my community when you fired her. If you cared about change for black people, it's literally the dumbest shit. But you care about people millions of miles away from you that barely even know you fucking exist over your own country, and that speaks fucking volumes. That speaks volumes. I want you guys to consider something. I'm gonna get fucking real. I'm 22 years old, okay? I work with an 18-year-old. I work with a 19-year-old. I work with 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds. When I joined, I was 17, okay? What did I join for? College. To be absolutely real with you, college, to serve my country, and hopefully I wanted to travel. It didn't happen. But I did gain a bunch of experiences and a bunch of other things. My term's coming up to an end soon. But if something does happen, I do get called back, as I said in my previous video. When a lot of people raise their right hand and decide to defend their country, I think a lot of the things on our mind is the defense of our nation, our families, our children, our women, our men, the people standing on our soil who count on the government to protect them, and the government would agree. That's the main purpose of a military, right? The thing is, wherever there is conflict, there is death, okay? When it comes to military. Military intervention does not mean death, necessarily. However, wherever there is conflict in military, you cannot find a peaceful conflict in military situation, okay? I want people to consider what they're asking of these people. I think he's lost his way. I want Ben to consider how he would feel if he wasn't part of the group. What can I say? It's really hard. I'm not saying we should or shouldn't do anything, obviously, and I also only speak for myself. The government's position, I don't even know. I do know this, though. A lot of people feel the way I do, no matter their position. I want you to consider how people feel about laying down their lives for people they didn't raise their right hand for. I want you to think about the contract and what that means to some people. People more righteous than him, people more righteous than most. I want him to consider that it's not only protecting other people, it is also at the cost of our people whenever we enter conflict. Afghanistan was 20 years. Too many people died. War is not good. Regardless who's right or wrong, it's just not a good situation to be in. Candace questioning whether or not we should send people to die is not a question that should be ignored or seen as hateful. I think it's quite ironic that a message about preserving our youth and keeping people alive from our soil who swore to defend our nation, I think it's really ironic that a message like that could be turned and misconstrued into being a hateful one. I am disappointed in the Daily Wire. I don't think I will ever watch anything from the Daily Wire again in terms of directly. I don't want to support Ben Shapiro. I think it's really a shame because when it comes to, and this does hurt the black community. I mean, if you just look at it, like how many Candace Owens can you name in the black community? Like really, like you could get a million Ben Shapiros. I'm sorry. There's not a lot of Candace Owens, and she didn't say anything crazy enough to try to silence her. Like it's just crazy to me. And they're so quick to talk about black people, I feel like. And I'm not saying they're racist, and I'm not saying, and most people on the right aren't racist, right? However, what I'm saying is they just don't care as much, which is fair enough, but I think it's really hypocritical because he acts like he cares about this country and its people. But like I said, misconstrues a message about saving American lives and saving American resources and helping our own people. Because at the end of the day, that's what her message, that's exactly what she said. Like there's no way to misconstrue this in a way that's believable because that was the bulk of her message. The thing about the black community thing, this obviously cripples it in terms, well, it doesn't. Candace Owens is doing fine, absolutely, but it does send a message to black people. I'm telling you, I feel a certain way about this. Because when it comes to my people, they will talk shit all day long. They will say it's the harsh truth and all this bullshit. But when it comes to questioning his people, that's where he just cuts the line and fires people, which is crazy. Because I've never heard of Candace Owens advocate for any of them to be fired, asking for someone to be fired because they spoke about black people and saying, well, we have to help everyone and not just black people and all this stuff. Like, it really helps put into perspective, like, where we are in some people's minds. And the fact, I'll give him the credit that maybe he didn't even think of it that way, but I think that also supports my point if he didn't, which is that he just doesn't care enough. Like, he just doesn't. Because you would think about that, like, if I fire Candace, what message does that send to black people? She's one of the more diverse thinkers in the black community. She's very few and far between. She is unique and good for this community. You just didn't even consider that over what? Like, if she just came out and she was like, I'm a Nazi or something crazy, I understand, like, nobody would be arguing this. But the reason every single person worth their salt, like, just who has ever debated is calling you out on your bullshit is because you're full of bullshit. Let me know when black people in America matter as much to you as people millions of miles away, okay? Or thousands of miles away, whatever. And let me know, because then we can start having a conversation again. Until that day, I am not supporting the Daily Wire. My people matter too. I think all Americans matter significantly more than any other country in this world. And I'd rather die for that. If I had to be honest with you, I'd rather die for my country. Knowing in my head that I'm fighting off some evil directly attacking us, trying to take what we have and the freedoms we do. I've rambled on long enough. To be clear and concise, like, I'm not commenting whether we should be helping Israel or nods or the whole Palestine situation. I don't have a say in that. I don't care enough to comment on that, and I can't anyway. My whole point is this is about freedom of speech. This is about just things he said in the past that are contradictory to what he's doing, and my thoughts on how this affects my community, how it affects, like, no matter how you look at it, if you ask a black conservative, I feel like, about this, or yeah, I guarantee they feel some type of way. I guarantee, like, even if it's not like forefront of their thought, when they sit down and think about it, like, man, when they talk about black people, like, they just go ham. But whenever it's about, like, and what she did, it wasn't even crazy critical of the people. That's the craziest part. This was just like her, all she said was that we should be spending money on us. That's literally like she's saying that certain things just aren't our problem, and I don't understand how you can completely shit on my people and have so much to say about like other people's communities, but yours is some sacred holy thing. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're saying there's so many arguments I just can make against Ben Shapiro that fuck it, I'll do it. Fuck it, we're here. It's already long as fuck. It's like with the gay marriage thing. It's like, as long as it's controlled by the state, like marriage, like the government, there's no religion. There's just no argument for it if you're getting tax breaks where gay people can't get married. Like, if you're getting tax breaks, what the fuck? Like, it's clearly not just religious. Like, you're getting a benefit for it, which would just be an inequality and not really promoting the whole idea of freedom of religion. You know, like, there's so many other things where we're just like, it's like Muslims can't have multiple wives in the US, or like there's just no polygamy for any religion that allows it. I don't know if Muslims all agree with that. I know for a fact some do, and I know for a fact some don't. So, but I'm just saying, you don't even have the option in this country. And I just think every time he talks about gay marriage, it always just falls apart because everybody's just like, okay, if you're talking about like just for the state, yeah. I mean, just for the religion, yeah. If it was 100% religious, I would understand, like, there's a religious system. If you're not part of that religion, right, then you shouldn't be able to like just pop into their religion and take some. But it's not tied to the church anymore. It's just the fact. Like, you could be an atheist and get married. So like the whole argument always falls apart. I think he'd just be better off making a different word for it and them practicing it that way, or have a different like label for marriage just between community, and that would solve all the problems. But yeah, it's so many things with him that it's just rubbed me the wrong way now, because I know if it was about an African nation, he wouldn't have acted this way, you know? And it's like that thought in the back of the head, which is just really a shame. Again, I'm not saying he's racist. That doesn't make you racist. Obviously, people care more about their communities than others. You can't change that sometimes, you know? For me, you're American, I'll fucking care about you. Like, I want our country to be better. Some groups, if they were better, it makes our country better, of course. But he doesn't even care. Like, what would you do, Ben, how does this help the black community in America? How does this help the white community in America? How does this help the Asian? How does this help the freaking Muslims? How does this help the Christian? Like, how does deplatforming Candace help anyone? Like, it literally doesn't help anyone. It just silences so you don't like, and then it just added more pressure. And now people are voicing that they agree with her on the opposite end, and it's just caused a big divide in the conservative side of the country, which is not exactly what you want when you're obviously against other ideas in your country. Just really stupid move. I think he's just bad for conservatives, bad look overall. And I think conservatives need to light a fire under his ass. Like, don't let this slide because you like Ben Shapiro. I like him too, man, or I did. But how he's been acting is unacceptable. Somebody needs to kick him in the ass, tell him, hey, focus, stop being a fucking idiot, apologize to Candace Owens, offer to hire her back. She'll deny it, obviously, but apologize, say you were wrong, and then move the fuck on, bro. Like, just admit you were fucking wrong. Is it that hard? You're a grown ass man. You always want other people to, like, just do it, bro. Just do it. Crazy, man.
Someone's agreed.
Sorry
to.
about the rant. It's just
Candace.
It's so sad. I'm
agreed
emotional about it,
to
man.
This is
It makes me like super fucking sad. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, it's super emotional.
Saying barring the
because, like, again, he was like a big entryway for me into this sort of like into like a different way of thinking. I already thought differently from the people around me, but I'm saying like entryway into like, oh, there's content around like some things I feel and some things I don't agree with, but there's content where people are thinking and like shooting ideas. And like, this is like if Jordan Peterson came out to be a serial killer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I would do, bro. I'd probably just cry at that point. Oh, man. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just so sad, man. Like, I can't believe this shit. It's really, like, and this, like, again, I don't want people to think that I hate Ben Shapiro. It's really just sad for me. Like, I don't know how other way to explain it. It's a very somber emotion. It's like, it's not like breakdown sad, but it's like disappointment and like disbelief. Like, I honestly can't believe he's acting like, it's so out of character in my opinion and weird. And I don't know if like he hit his head. He's going through marriage issues. Like, I don't fucking know what's going on, bro. And he doesn't see it. That's the craziest part. Like, he doesn't see the hypocrisy, but everybody, I have yet to see like anyone not on his fucking staff defend him. Like, it's crazy. I don't get it. Everyone can't be wrong, Ben. Everyone can't be wrong. You're the wrong one. If everybody else is saying you're fucking wrong, you're probably fucking wrong. I don't know. The left ain't agreeing with you, the right ain't agreeing with you, and the center ain't agreeing with you. You're in your own like fucking. I doubt the far right even agrees with you. You get a little too close to them, man. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? It's so fucking weird.
Odd insinuation that you don't know your own employees were booked on international flights to come join me in London to film for your platform. This is great. I fully accept. No moderator. I'll get in touch privately to set this up. Major win. What is this going to who's going to win here? Well,
Candace.
There's entertainment.
Unless
the people who are
the only fucking way Candace loses this debate is if she gets super fucking mad. And what's gonna happen is he's gonna try to push her buttons. It's just like what people do in debates sometimes, right? He's gonna try to push her button. Candace, we need you to go in there emotionless. I want no fucking emotion. I want facts over feelings. I want you to push this man into the fucking dirt. Let's go. Team Candace, bro. Like, I just want her to genuinely, like, just say, like, the facts of the matter. Because the facts laid out by everybody else is just like, Ben Shapiro, you're fucking wrong. Like, there's nothing I genuinely can't think of a single thing he could say. And that's without bias. Because about the topic, like, whatever. I don't care. I can't speak on it, and I don't want to be honest with you. Because my whole thing is, this whole video is about, like, how this is affecting our country and our people, and how this could be harming my community and America in general, especially when it comes to politics and ideas. And the truth is, if she goes in there emotionless, Candace is winning, bro. I don't care what you got to say. What's Ben gonna say to justify his stances? Like, everybody on the internet has completely shredded him the past few weeks. Like, I don't know if there's any way for him to salvage this in a 1v1. And I think he is going to try to push her button. She really has to go in. Knowing this man, like, had a part in her firing, just go in and, you know, let it go. Just be clear-minded, Candace. And please just present your ideas. As long as she sticks to doing that, there's no way she can win. Her ideas are just fucking better, bro. Like, you can't, her ideas, you can't say she's wrong. Like, you actually can't. Like, I'm gonna lay it out basically. We should focus more on our people. How the fuck can you be American and say that's wrong? Like, what? Like, what do you say to that? No, we shouldn't. Huh? You guys have been arguing with another side, and same with the left. They would have probably agreed. Like, actually, I know they agree. So both sides agree to this. So I don't understand how Ben Shapiro, like literally Candace Owens and the rest of the right, okay? And then you have the left, who also think we shouldn't be, so the left doesn't think we should be funding any wars overseas, obviously. The right also thinks we should be focusing more on our people. So you have these two sides finally meeting in the middle on something. And then Ben Shapiro is just in the fucking sky. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. He's just like, they're here. He's just fucking everywhere. I don't know. He's gone, okay? He got lost on the way with the rest of the right. The right was walking. He went west, and I don't fucking know. Like, I don't get it, man. Oh, man. It's so fucking sad, man.
Watching it are going to be entertained. They're the real winners. Will there be minds changed by this? No. Ben's fans will be Ben's fans. Candace fans will be Candace's fans. There'll be 2% of...
The thing is, do not form your opinion over who you like better, okay? I really want you, for this topic specifically, I need you guys to put your fucking thinking caps on, okay? I really want you to sit there and go like, if your forehead doesn't look like mine, you're not fucking thinking hard enough. I need you to sit there, close your eyes, think, what is she saying? Don't look at the fucking screen. Just bring up the videos, close your eyes, listen to her say, we should spend more on American people and take care of our own people, and we should focus on our country. Think about that. And I really want you to think, damn, would I fire someone for saying that? I don't think I can even be fired for saying that shit. Like, what, bro? Like, what? Like, it's actually crazy. Like, I know I simplified what she said, but like, it really is as basic as, like, there's no deeper hateful meaning. Like, this is just crazy. Like, I want you guys to really sit down and think, like, is this how you want Ben Shapiro to present? Because he's not drawing in any new fans after this shit, bro. There's no one who's gonna see how he's been acting and be like, I like him. Like, there's just the fans who are already fans are like, I get it's hard to remove bias and everything, but bro, you gotta like come back, okay? Come back. Regardless of who you fans of, you're your own fucking person, and I'm holding you all accountable. I trust you guys, okay? I trust you to make the right decision. And Candace is just right, bro. I'm sorry. Or even if she's not right, she deserves to have that opinion. Like, it's just not even
insane. Actually
insane.
Going into this open-minded, but
Candace W.
I think it's still a conversation worth having, and maybe it will open some eyes. The big takeaway here, to be fair, is that this is a no-win situation for Daily Wire. It really is. Candace is going to get big eyeballs.
Yep.
Not that she absolutely needs them, but she will get more. I think people that are tired of Daily Wire infighting with Candace are going to be even more tired of it. I think Ben is going to do just fine in this debate, but I don't think ultimately it's a
There's
good
nothing
look.
He could say, bro. There's nothing he could say.
Even though I'm, profiting off it by covering it, they should probably have just gone their separate ways, but she basically goaded Ben into agreeing. So I think Candace Owens already won, unless he humiliates her in the debate. If Ben humiliates her in the debate and she's not prepared, that's obviously a real, that's a scenario that I don't see likely happen.
Here's the arguments Ben can make. Any opinions on this matter specifically cannot be right or wrong necessarily. You don't know until the future. You genuinely don't know until the future. We probably won't even, we'll probably be alive, but we'll be much older before we even see who was right and what we should do. And even then, you don't know that future outcomes if you had done the other thing. But this is all he can say. It's important to defend allies. True statement. I agree. And a company has there's nothing that makes it where I can't fire you. Like, what I did was legal, which has been his argument, which everybody's like, yeah. Nobody's saying it's illegal, motherfucker. We're saying it's wrong. Like, that's all moral. It has nothing to do with the law. So these are his two arguments he can make in the debate. One's true, one is bullshit. The one true one, there is also so much nuance because her argument, which is we should be focusing more on our people, is also fucking true. So we got Candace saying we should focus on our people and him saying, well, allies are important. Both of these statements are true. The question is, what is the amount, right? What is the amount that we focus on allies? And what's the amount that we focus on ourselves? My personal opinion, I'm not saying what we're doing now. I don't know. I'm not saying what percentage we are doing right now. But I'm saying, in my head, 80% your country, 20% allies. Now, in the case of a world war situation, obviously these two completely become the same thing. It becomes the same thing. As you help your allies, obviously. But when you're talking about smaller fighting, it's really hard to say that it should go like this. Because we spent 20 fucking years in Afghanistan. 20 years. I'm not saying if we should have done it or we should have. I want you to think about the fucking cost and how much money goes into things like this. 20 years of tax dollars. I want you to consider what those tax dollars look like if it went towards, like, obviously 9/11 happened. Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't have gone to Afghanistan, or we should. Okay, there's no political opinion here on that. I'm saying, imagine if that money we did spend on that, when it was able to go into support for after what happened? 2008, something crashed, something failed, big banks, hello, people lost their life savings, hello, people lost investments. So all of that money, all of those resources, all that time, all of that pressure, all that stuff Congress dealt with, all of that time, if we took 80% of that, put it into our people, things might be very different today, especially with inflation and economics and everything. So you really have to start thinking about this like a give and take situation. You can't have 100% on both. It just doesn't work that way. It's a percentage game, and Candace is saying we should have. I think she's more in line with me. We should have 80-20. She's not saying ignore the world. She's saying she in line with George Washington, which everything I've learned about George Washington, I have to say I agree with how he wanted to run America in terms of that, our national policy and being neutral. But I don't make those decisions, and the American people vote for it. You guys vote for it. Whoever's in office, it is what it is. It's what the American people wanted, and I'm willing to accept that. Like, at the end of the day, I love this country. I think it's the best country in the world, hands down. I don't even think it's fucking close. I think we have really dumb people, but we have really smart people, and we have created some of the most important inventions in all of human history, without a doubt. And even the people who come here, who weren't originally from the US, we provide that safety, sanctuary, ability to expand. Think about like Albert Einstein. We provided a safe haven for people like that, and we let genius flourish in the world. What Ben Shapiro is doing is not letting genius flourish. He is letting it die and crumble. And for that reason, I'm done with Ben Shapiro. It's not that I won't watch anything featuring him, but I will not watch Daily Wire content, and I am petty as fuck. So like, I probably won't ever come back on that. Like, I don't know what to say. I would never watch Daily Wire content or really go out of my way to support them unless it somehow benefits me. And that's fucking true, bro. I'm one watcher, I guess. So who cares? But I don't care. It's my money. It's my view time. I get to choose what I do. And if you're a fan of him, I'm literally no hate towards you. I understand. I like Ben too. It's just, for me, it really does hit it. You have to understand, because I know a lot of people watching this may be like white or something. It may not even get it, like my mindset on it, but there's not a lot of people who, the black community needs Candace Owens. Okay, like, I don't agree with everything she says. I think her original view on global warming was a little weird. Whatever. But like, what she says 99% of the time is just fucking... It's good for people to hear. Like, it's something people have to hear. And him trying to remove her from a platform, it hurts us. Okay? It's like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of person for our community with a shit ton of notoriety and just so many eyes on her. And I think it was a net positive for his company. And it really does, it hurts to see it, because it's like, he made it very clear, like, our community's issues just don't matter. It just doesn't matter to him. And that's really sad to see. It makes me rethink all the videos I've seen of him talking about black people. And it's like, well, you don't really give a fuck, because you have one of the most, if not the most influential black woman that doesn't have a hard left-leaning perspective. And she's a debater. She's into politics, she's self-made, all these things, and you have that. And what do you do with it? You fucking toss it out for the dumbest reason. For a difference of opinion on a subject that is so nuanced, and a subject she's not wrong on. So it's just really sad to see. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope Candace wins. If she goes in calm, I don't see her losing. It's just, I know for her it's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard. She's traveling a lot. It sounds like she's been everywhere. She's getting a lot of attention. This is a stressful situation for her. She doesn't have a Ben Shapiro level team covering her ass like Ben does, kissing up to him and writing all these bullshit tweets about, like, we're not gonna do it. You're scared, moderator. You debated these other people. The Destiny one was live streamed as well. It was in his house, and it was way less serious. Like, there's a serious fucking issue with you kicking her off your platform. Like, I don't think they even understand that. They think this is like a fucking joke. But just screw black people, I guess. They don't really care about us and our community and what's good for it. It's all about them and their people, millions, thousands, whatever the fucking miles away. Like, whatever, dude. America first, right, Ben? Anyway, thank you guys so much. If you made it this far, you're crazy. And I love you. Let me know if you made it this far, and I will give you a heart, okay? To all negative one of you. All right, later. Bye.